darkness falls and you're all alone, do you dream about the dream we shared? How things so right turned out so wrong. Were we both too weak, or were we both too strong? From the time that passed us by, I wonder if you wonder how things might have been if you had learned to lose so we could win. I won't be coming back. might have been if you had learned to lose so we could win. I won't be coming back. When a warm wind blows, do you feel the chill from the time that passed us by? I wonder if you wonder how things might have been if you had learned to lose so we could win. You won't?
I won't. If you don't, I won't.
Well, I won't.
Hello, happy Tuesday.
Oh, it's Tuesday on the lawn.
Oh, and we have a holiday weekend heading upon us.
I could tell that by the closet and the refrigerator.
That's going to make it tilt the weekend.
Well, I think you did a very smart thing.
What?
I think you bought so much shit that we could get sick
And then,
swear it off for like a day, and then it'll be the weekend.
I did get some ice cream sandwich cookies with red, white, and blue M&Ms on them.
And
Greg Gilligan says, I don't have Zelle or PayPal. What can I do?
Okay.
Buy some stars.
Well, no. If you don't have Zelle or PayPal, what can I do?
No. Doesn't Randy take
I never even thought about that. What will you do if you don't have that?
Well,
But thank you for asking. We'll figure something out.
yeah, it's nice of you to ask.
Yeah, it is nice of you to ask. Thank you very much,
Some
Greg.
people don't even think of it.
Oh, there she goes.
But then there's other people that think about it all the time.
Look out.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Oh, whoa, I'm trying to.
Oh, but she just won't listen.
But she just won't listen.
Ha!
Okay, anyway, Greg, thank you. That's very nice of you.
It
Just,
is very nice.
give us your credit card number.
Okay.
We'll figure it out. Anyway, thank you. And thank you for being here. That's the most important part, that you're here and we're doing this.
That's right.
And
It
you
boosts
went
our
out of your
ratings.
way to make everybody else feel bad. Way to go, bro. Thank you. It's I who will send you the check.
I think you planned that ahead of time.
I did not plan it ahead of time.
Oh,
This
Pat says, hi, Gracie. Hi, George.
Oh.
Hi, Goober.
Hi, Norton.
Hi, Gomer.
Hey there, Ralphie boy. Now, was Smokey the Bear supposed to be Norton? He's picking baskets. I mean, I'm not going to go into my stand-up routine, but you know,
I don't know. So
Or maybe-
Vicente got the San Gennaro book several days ago, and it's really good so far.
excellent,
Yes!
excellent. That's great.
That is great.
It's yeah, he's
If you can't support live music, support a musician's book. Right?
yeah. I have a T-shirt that says that.
We should make t-shirts that say that.
I think we already have some shirts.
You know, he's-
Oh,
You
yeah.
know
Oh,
what I mean.
what? Hey, segue.
oh, Pat says this is the funniest show ever.
Oh, hey,
What,
thank you.
tonight or the
Oh no,
show
listen.
in general?
Oh.
What?
Oh. Ooh. Oh. Oh, I see how it works. Okay. All right. Well, that's enough of that. Sorry.
Okay, well, Michael Newton started Sandy's book too, and it's a good book.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I know it's funny because, again, you know, we keep coming back around to this, but the whole motivation for the show taking on the format, you know, if there's a format, which, you know,
There's not. a
there's
format.
not.
There's a floor
It's
mat.
that's right. I've used the floor mat. That was very good.
Thank you.
It's if you were here for
Wait, hold on
some
a second.
strange reason,
Remy, shut up.
I feel like I'm on the Waltons.
Or in the Bronx.
Isn't that where the
Fishwife.
Waltons are from?
No, they were from Walton.
What is he
Mountain.
crying in there?
Of course he is.
He has started this whole new thing. I think he thinks I'm Dr. Doolittle, and I'm not. I cannot talk with the animals.
We both swam
In
with
the
him
morning,
today.
Yeah, that's right. You made your
Then
first
we
appearance.
played with his babies.
Made her first appearance in the pool in quite a long time. The dog went nuts, which, you know.
Okay.
Oh,
Come on now, Remy.
All right, come here. Anyway, if you were here, this would be going. Can you hear this? Come here.
He's trying to get up.
He's stuck.
Come on, Remy.
This is every day. All of it. All day
Oh, come
long.
on. What is he doing?
No,
Is he stuck?
no, he's coming. He's got her worked like a frickin' piece of clay.
Oh, come on now. Get in here.
Oh, you see?
Get. Oh,
There goes my
there
force
he is.
field, gets all messed up. I have the energy
Oh,
flux.
goodness.
Oh, and the
Goodness.
bionic tail. Thank you, good boy. Yes. What were you crying about? Or do you not even know?
He.
See the head? There's the, oh, look at that. Wow. Him.
I don't know. Okay, now
Remy-
lay your butt down, dog.
Remy, you're in the force field. Hey, bud.
Oh, he's a good boy. I know, good boy. He wants to join
why
the
is he gotta
fun.
why is he gonna stare at the light like that?
Because he doesn't like it being there.
Well,
Remy, come here, baby. Right there. That's
because
it.
he doesn't
Lay
like it being there.
down.
It's not like it's been there for 2 years.
Well, okay, watch. If I move it,
Okay,
okay,
yeah,
lay
yeah.
down, Rem. And then I'll put it right back where it was after he lays down.
This is
Dog psychology.
wow.
Remy's
Well, as I
like,
was
there
saying,
we go, good boy.
as I was saying, okay,
Okay, I hope Jackie's not watching this.
I hope he is. Give him some more material. As I said, the whole format of the show, there's no freaking format. We hang out and do this for an hour. Now, if you were here, it would be exactly the same thing. I'd be wanting to show you something I couldn't find. I'd be dealing with my crying dog, who, if he was any more spoiled, he'd be Paris Hilton.
Well, what?
What? This is the real.
Well, Gail says not Gail, Sue says she's the same with her girl Luna.
Really? Is that right?
Yes, and Kitty says Remy just wants to join the fun. He has his say too. That's right.
You should only know. Oh, goodness, you should know. He doesn't like being alone. He doesn't like being the only one that's awake.
No, he doesn't.
So he'll wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and not be tired because he was sleeping all day or because we wore him out doing his hydrotherapy or whatever, and he'll just yelp us awake.
Mm-hmm.
I hear it and kind of I can ignore
it.
Well, I when you start talking to him,
it's like I'm the only one who changes the diapers.
Well, I don't hear it. A lot of the time when you say to me, did you hear him crying? And I say, no, I'm not lying.
I'm the only one giving the baby his bottle.
Well, that's weird too, man.
Wow, I wonder if that's what men do.
What do men do?
I didn't hear the baby crying.
Oh, no. How fair is that?
We'll never know if that's what kind of dad you would have
We'll
been.
never know. Go, we got enough cameras around here. Go put one up. You'll see.
See what?
Kind of dad I am.
I know that you play with him, but you're not up at 5 a.m. comforting
You know what?
him when he's crying.
When I have to get up 3:30, 4:30, whatever time it is, you know what I don't do? I don't step on him. It's like walking through the Remy minefield. He could be anywhere. And does he glow in the dark? No. Is our bedroom stone black dark at that time? Absolutely.
Well, that's why
and
you don't step
he
on
could
him.
be anywhere. He could be sticking out the bottom of the bed. Have you seen American Ninja Warrior?
One day
It's not like that.
you're gonna say,
What am I
"Where's Remy? I want him to be on the floor."
I'm gonna say that about you too.
Really? Will you?
Well, yeah. Where's Lori? I want her to be on the floor. What? You can't see that?
Could you hear that?
You want me to turn it up?
I don't need to turn it up. I think I shot you some daggers pretty loudly.
You shot daggers?
Yes.
I didn't.
Poison darts.
I don't know if.
Oh, Sue says it's a funny show already.
Yeah, you see that? Anyway, the point of the whole thing about the show is
It's funny.
it's.
Especially when Angus tries to tell a joke.
We do have a good time. We do have a good time.
Oh, we do have a good time.
And
And
now it's U.S. Open week.
I like the tennis.
She likes the tennis.
As y'all know, as y'all heard him say when I was watching Wimbledon.
You should see her sitting there in her boxers with a beer. It's just unbelievable.
You're such an ass. Women like
I'm
tennis.
just kidding. Take it easy there.
I have my boxers and my beer when I'm watching football.
Easy foul shot. I know what it is.
Speaking of football,
Yeah.
that Tom Brady documentary on Netflix, and it's called
Man
Man
in the Arena.
It is really good. It's not just about football. It's about like personalities and it's about life and how people fuck you over.
Oh, it's like being in a band.
Just like being in a band.
It really, well, you know, I watched part of it with her. I don't watch the whole thing, you know, because I have so much other stuff to do. In fact, I really started serious on volume 2 for Oxzoomed. And for those of you who have been waiting for something very cool, volume 1 is going to be great. I hope you think so.
Oh, you know it is.
Volume 2 is
You can't.
going to be completely different, and I don't want to say better, but
You can't say that
what can I say?
because you have to sell the first one first. Or
Well, you can't get the second one if you don't buy the first one. That's why we solved that.
Okay.
There's like
They should put like a little voucher or a ticket in there, and if you have that, then you can get the second one.
well, what we don't, you know, I mean, there's any number of things that they could do with all the stuff that I've been in there for days now. Again, compiling playlists of different things, and man, I found stuff. I found stuff. So, Entwistle fans, or fans of John's brand of rock and roll, I found some Mad Dog type stuff, and then I found. I shouldn't say I
Just
found.
him sitting there playing bass for hours.
When we were writing together, when we were writing back and forth, whether it was for our album or for the amazing album that never happened, we would send each other tapes, or we would send each other if we could get the files to transfer. It was a long time ago, so we were like dial up, I think. But we would send things back and forth. I'd go over there and make copies of, stuff that he wanted me to take back to the States and work on. And so, there was this whole, like a back and forth kind of thing, that it was great. It was kind of like Pass the Peas 1999. Because I'd take something of his and I'd put something on it, and we wrote some great stuff that way.
That could have been Pass the Bubble and Squeak,
Yes, Pass the Bubble and Squeak.
which John made for
Well,
us.
so wait, is that like this?
He made it for us. It was delicious.
Have you ever had Bubble and Squeak? At the same time?
Well,
Because
he
they're
made it
amazing.
with leftover
They're at Scores
Brussels
tonight.
sprouts.
What?
He made his with leftover Brussels sprouts and leftover mashed potatoes. It's a way to use leftovers without, them being the same. You make it.
Well, that was a weird thing. When was that? 80 did that?
That was the first time we went there.
Oh, man. And let me tell you what, there's a couple of things that I've seen some things. I feel like doing my Christopher Walken. Oh, my.
Hi up.
I've seen John Entwistle do something. I've seen some things that maybe you don't want to see. Like John Entwistle bowling.
Well, what's wrong with that?
See, that's how I know you've never seen it.
I wish I could have seen him dancing with that old lady.
Oh,
With
shit.
that jacket that was too big.
Where were we? We were
Kansas City, I think.
Kansas City.
Yeah.
Going to Kansas City. Kansas City, here I come. And why were we there? We were there by
We were
ourselves?
in a hotel.
Yeah, no, I know that. But why were just John and I there? Or was it just John and I?
No, y'all were on tour.
So there were
the
other...
rest of the band, they might have been in their rooms. You know how that goes. Or they might have gone to get something to eat, and John probably wanted to go to the bar.
Oh, well, whatever it was, we were playing
Did they
it.
have food there where
At the
dancing,
bar?
where the dancing was?
I don't know. I walked in there and I felt like I was
And why would
in
you
The
have had
Shining.
a jacket on and John didn't?
Because that was what I was wearing those days.
Ah.
I was wearing a blazer on that tour. Oh, I think I had that pinstripe blazer that I used to wear with a t-shirt.
Right.
Um,
Sue heard that song today, Kansas
What?
City. How weird
Here
is
I
that?
come. Bobby
That's-
Darin? Was it Bobby Darin?
I have no idea. But weird stuff like that.
Well,
is
anyway,
happening.
so John, I think, was wearing he was wearing the jean, the
Vest.
yeah, the Levi vest with no sleeves and one of his cowboy shirts, right? And the spider and the glow.
Mm-hmm.
And we walked into the bar. And they
Oh, Delbert McClinton.
did Kansas City?
That's what Sue says. I believe that.
Delbert McClinton.
I
Well, he
never
might
heard
have.
of Delbert McClinton, but
I certainly have, but I
Yeah.
thought it was older than that.
Who's Delbert McClinton?
The guy that did Going to Kansas City?
How come, like, I've missed, like, things, I don't know.
Like,
Well, Kansas City, that song is not something that I would have listened to.
well, wouldn't think he had much of a choice down there.
Kansas
in
City song. Let's,
WTF.
what the? You think they're playing Kansas City in New Orleans?
No.
The only way they play them is in football.
Okay.
Fats Domino did it.
There you go. That's, yes. Yes, Fats Domino.
Little Willie Littlefield.
I,
No,
I
wait,
wonder if I was
wrong,
related
wrong,
to him. Oh, guess who's here?
Oh, the Beatles did it?
I don't know.
Yeah, they did.
Probably.
He's here.
Jackie's here. Jackie's here. Da, 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 Jackie's here. Jackie's here.
Jackie went on the boat.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, hey, Steve, sorry, I'm back on the boat. Jackie Martley. And there, wow, he's performing a magic trick.
Wow, he's sideways.
He's sideways.
Hey, Jackie.
Hey, Jackie, turn your, yes, keep going, keep going.
Come on, you have a
Turn it a little more.
Oh, he's doing this.
Turn
on
it, you have to turn
He's
it.
doing this on purpose. He's got to be right.
There you go, that's right. Quarter turn. You're sideways.
Are you talking to me?
No, no, no. I'm talking to the guy in the camera that's sideways. There you go. Look at that.
Wow.
Everybody else does it sideways.
Well, yeah, but if you turn it one more quarter of a turn, it'll go sideways the big way. Go ahead.
Oh,
One more
fuck.
quarter turn, same direction. Come on. There. Oh, who's your buddy? Who loves you? There you go.
If you love me, you'd give me a link that worked.
Whoa!
Oh, hey, thanks for coming down and bringing us down with you. Ba-dum-bum.
I
How
like
are
it down here. Oh my God.
you? Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Laptop to iPad to all
Oh,
right,
it-
but I'm here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm late. I'm sure it was my fault, but I don't know how.
Don't worry about it. We don't, believe me, the network doesn't bother me much about that
No.
or anything else. They don't even know I'm here. Now, what is that beautiful sky I'm seeing behind you through those windows? Are those windows or is that some illusion?
That's Bayville.
Oh, it's the sky? It's the actual sky?
That is the actual sky. No, nothing phony here except my teeth.
Really? And how many of those are from the original set? Any?
Yeah. The ones in the back that do the work.
There you go. You know what? It's always the ones in the back that do the work.
And get paid less. Listen, the only thing I care about is that you plug my TikTok, which is getting around so much, which doesn't make you a penny. I'm not sure who's seeing it, but when I announce it on the radio or on a podcast, it does great. I was on Mark Simone the other day and mentioned it. And I'm up to 590,000.
Okay, wait. So what is hang on, I'm looking for you
That's all
now.
he cares about is
I'm on
the
TikTok. Hang on. Yeah, I'm
All
there.
right,
Hang on. I love
TikTok, TikTok.com
Right.
/ Jackie Martling.
Okay.
Okay, so TikTok.
TikTok.com slash
Jackie Martin.
at, you gotta have a gnat. Do I see a dog swimming up there?
Yeah,
you got it. You got it.
You could.
From a mud puddle, and the lion's tail is up, and the gorilla's like, and the gorilla goes over.
Where's the Alex?
Well, I have a now.
You know what I mean? And the gorilla takes
Okay,
off,
so
and the lion
TikTok-
takes off
Hey,
after the gorilla.
what is
the
it
gorilla
so I can tell
runs
the
into a
people?
hunter's camp.
TikTok.com?
Jumps inside a tent. puts
If
on
they
a
go to
safari jacket,
TikTok and they search Jackie Martling, it will come up. Am I
But if
correct?
you want to go directly, TikTok.com slash at Jackie Martling.
Oh, at Jackie Martling. Okay, so TikTok.com /@ at Jackie Martling.
That's all I need, Steve. How you doing? I did not mean to start with a plug, but it's my little kick in the morning. See how many hits I got the night before.
No, it's great. It's great. I did a podcast and I have another season to do. It's fun. It's kind of different. It's because it's not that kind of instant gratitude that you get from like a live audience or whatever.
Right. But it has to do. It's not like waiting 3 months for record sales, which I never waited 3 months because I never had any record sales. But the stupid game, whatever version of the game, rock and roll or comedy or podcast, we're all trapped in the same crap, Bobby Collins once said, we're all just carnival folk.
Hey, you know what? It's the truth.
It's scary.
Yeah, some of us think it's real, though. You see, but that's
Well,
there's that. Listen, I'll tell you what, though, and I was gonna. It's funny because I said, I gotta ask Jackie some stuff that.
No, you're going to introduce me to. I hear a girl's voice, or you?
That's my wife of 38 years, Laurie, my producer of.
But
of
I see a
children.
dog
Thank you.
swimming up in the background.
Well, the dog,
That's our dog, Remy.
that's Remy. He's just, he's like outside.
Purple.
We're a little paranoid here, so he's like my guard dog outside.
But he's swimming.
He is. He's actually flying through space. But yeah, he is swimming.
Oh, hi. You didn't say wifey's name.
Wifey's name is Laurie.
Hi, Laurie.
Last time.
Yeah,
Hi,
wifey
Laurie.
was here last time. Wifey was at the gigs we did together.
Wifey's
Hey, I don't remember what I had for breakfast, so I apologize, Laurie. But I mostly apologize for time, because time is to blame for everything, right?
That's all right. And speaking of nice looking shirts,
That's nice.
that's a cool shirt.
Yep.
And the one on your video on TikTok is I'm guessing it's the same designer.
I gotta tell you how I'm celebrating.
Okay.
I had a knee replacement 11 weeks ago, which really sucks. And I was lying on the couch and trying to do my things and going to physical therapy. Without knowing it, I dropped 10 pounds. And all of a sudden, the shirts that I had put away because they no longer fit, I'm pulling out of the closet. And this one and that one are ones that my belly pushed out the buttons. And you don't want to wear something where you sit down the buttons. And I put them on and they hang loose. And it was like, it's like Christmas. Today, I just brought down 3 more shirts. And I love these. This is like, 1965 Beach Boys, but they're still pretty, right?
That's way cooler than that. That's like 2005 Beach Boys, maybe. That's
See,
cool.
I'm so old that everything I do goes out. I've been saying the word groovy since 1965, and that word has gone out and come back in, and gone out and come back in. You say it, and then 10 years later, you say it, and people look at you cross-eyed. I'm sure you know what I'm talking.
I know
fun.
exactly what you're talking about. It's funny because I think of myself the same way I thought of myself 40, 50 years ago. You know what I mean? It's not.
You look in the mirror and you see the same guy.
Yes,
Right? You look in the mirror and see the same guy.
like this.
Yeah. Well, I always look in the mirror because you're kind of prepared to see yourself. And I went to Amsterdam a couple of years ago with my friend, and he went over there first, and he videotaped me coming out of the gate at the airport. And we're watching this video he shot, and I'm watching. I'm like, oh, look at that big fat American tourist with no hair. And I said, Jesus Christ, it was me, because I wasn't prepared to accept me. I'm like, geez, give me a second here, You live with that. What are you going to do? You know.
Hey,
And now our friends are dying. So if somebody dies, it's like horrible, but it wasn't me. You know.
that's right. Right side of the grass. You know. But let's rewind.
Yeah, you
Oh,
said you said you had something to start with until
well, I
Lori
just, I was
interrupted.
thinking today. I was thinking because, I had seen a couple of the pictures from the last show, and I was just catching up on what we did, and I remember that, there was the band. I remember you playing a Stratocaster, and I remember that whole thing. Um, it, where do you think it would have gone if you had stuck there instead of going to comedy? Do you think, or what, or did you not want to go there? I mean,
I think about this constantly, and because you never know. I played. Of course, I played in high school. A guy said, "Hey, I'll teach you some chords, and we can have a band, and we can meet chicks." Of course, he met the guy that taught me to play, who I wanted to play with in the '70s in the Off-Hour Rockers. He's still my best friend since kindergarten. He went to Sunday school, and a girl said to him, "Wow, that guy Ricky Nelson on Ozzie and Harriet, he's so cool." My buddy went out, got a guitar, found a guy to give him lessons. The girl never came back to Sunday school. So here it is, 2 years later, he knows how to play. And I said, "Hey, you play guitar?" Because I'm thinking girls. And he says, "Yeah, I'll teach you a few chords." So he taught me a few chords. I started playing in high school, and then, of course, played in college and played during summers in between college. And but we weren't any good. It's funny. We used to play at a place, and I found out that Billy Joel used to play at this same rat hole. And the times I've ever been with him, I've never been remembered to ask him. It was a place called the Encore Lounge on Hempstead Turnpike, and there was a go-go girl. But this is when the go-go girls were all just about fully dressed. And the old man that owned the place would come up and go like this, but he wasn't telling us to start. He was telling us to stop. Because when we stopped playing and the girls started dancing, the guys started buying drinks. I mean, you can't make that. I'm dying to ask Billy if he remembers that. So then I went to college, and I started playing in college. And I wasn't any good, but cover band stuff and frat parties and making money. I came home, and I worked construction for like 4 months. And I said, "I can't do this." And that same guy came through Denver, and I said, "Let's go home and have a band." And I said, "But we got to play original songs and tell dirty jokes." And he said, "Okay." So that's what we did for the whole '70s, driving around that stupid '55 Cadillac hearse. And the original songs were weird, but the crowd loved them. We used to play originals, and then once in a while, my buddy would play a David Crosby song, and the girls would melt. And I said, "Wait one fucking, we can't do this. I'm breaking my balls to write these songs. Then you're writing a love song by David Crosby. Of course, it's going to melt. We're doing our own songs. That way they're stuck with our songs, so they'll wind up requesting our songs." But we got nowhere, and they weren't commercial at all. And you can only play so many times at Neptune South for $80 before it gets a little tense. And you never heard this. This is the greatest band story there ever was. There was three of us. It was me and Bates, the other guy, the guy taught me guitar. And somewhere along the line, a guy came up to us in the 76 or 77 and said, "Hey, I play keyboards and I can play bass with my left hand. I want to sit in." And I said, "Listen, man, thanks. That's nice of you to offer, but these are original songs and there's weird chord changes. And, you can't just sit in." He said, "Listen, I've been coming here for years and I know the songs down pat." He came the next week and set up. He knew the songs better than us. He knew the song from word go. He knew everything. So all of a sudden we had a keyboard player and a bass player, and we would kick ass, but we were too big for Wine and Cheese and too small for Rat Race Choir and Baby and you guys, your guys' level. So we're kind of stuck nowhere. And I told more and more jokes, and I was getting more outrageous, and I got a job in a recording studio, and those guys were setting up the equipment, and I was coming in just in time to play. So one night after the gig, I always say dressing room, but we went into the room where all the beers piled.
Yeah, it's the dressing room. I speak club.
Yeah, a nail. Where there's my dressing room, a nail, and all the cartons of beer, all the cases of beer, And they tell me, and Steve, I swear on my mother, they said, Jackie, we're going to leave the band and start our own band. And I said, wait a minute, you guys, I'm not a rocket scientist, but if there's 3 guys in the band and 2 of them leave to start their own band, that's kicking me out of the fucking band. Let's call it what it is. But the truth is, they were my songs, and I was a loudmouth, and I was telling all the jokes and playing the songs. So I started doing it on my own, with my guitar and the microphone and, singing and playing. And as much as it sucked being in a lousy band, at least you could bitch at each other on the way home. And all of a sudden I'm driving home from these crap gigs with tears in my eyes because, you think you're low and then you go lower. But then I ran into a couple guys that were, and they were I saw these guys doing comedy. We're playing at Epi, right?
Yeah, sure. My father's, yeah, sure.
So we get booked at my father's place, which is a big deal for a little group like us. And all of our fans would come, and we get like maybe 200 or 300 people because it was a once in a while, we filled the club each week, but it was different people. So and friends would come out because it was a big deal. So Epi, that cheap piece of shit, we show up to do our sound check, and we can't do our sound check because he booked the club for ABC TV Gong Show audition. So we can't set up and do a sound check. So we're watching these Gong Show auditions, and this guy gets up, and I'm watching him. He's a comedian, and I'm like, I'm as funny as this guy. And then another guy gets up and said, shit, I'm as funny as this guy. So then after the auditions, I walked up to the guy, and it's Richie Minervini, who owned the East Side Comedy Club, and he's still my best friend, but, conniving piece of shit like every comic. And this is a true story. I walked up to him and said, how'd you get to be a comic? And he said, easy. I had cards printed up. And he hands me a card, and I can email it to you. It says, Richie Minervini, comedian. And it was Betty Boop Enterprises. And it was this woman, Betty, who was Patty Smythe's mother. And she was a booking agent out of Long Island. And he said, come on, we do shows at Richard M. Dixon's White House Inn. Come over and give it a shot. What am I going to do? I went over there with my guitar and told my jokes and met the guys, and we got to be friends. And Richard M. Dixon, who literally had his face changed to look like Nixon, wouldn't pay us. So Richie said, let's do what we can. And he went to the guys at Cinnamon in Huntington and said, hey, can we jump on the stage? And they go on stage, and they said, listen, give us a night, and you can have the drinks and let us have the door. So me and Richie did the show, with my amp and my speakers, and he emceed, and I closed the show because I was such a loudmouth with the songs and the dirty jokes. We charged $3 to get in. We were full. For years, the place stayed full, but within a year, it turned into they moved it to the East Side Comedy Club. But the guys were coming out from the city because all of a sudden they're getting paid, they're getting laid, they're getting stoned, they're getting drunk, instead of going to the comic strip and making $5 and getting a hamburger. And we started comedy on Long Island.
Wow.
But for the first year, I never did a show without my guitar on. And I always ended with a song. But a nice song. So I do an hour of disgusting jokes and then end with a love song. And people would their heads would spin. But then people would say, oh man, your songs are so good. Why didn't you stay with that? I'm like, because I literally made the decision that if I want to eat, I better not do music because I'm never going to get anywhere. And I've been telling jokes my whole life. So I knew every joke on the planet in the 70s. So I just started telling jokes on stage, and everybody's like, oh, that guy tells old jokes, until they meet me and they say, wait a minute, he's the funniest guy I ever met. And so word got around, and I did better and better. But, I sent my 3 albums to Howard Stern, and he called me up. If he hadn't called me up, I don't think I'd ever have gone back to music. You know how you get very, storytellish. I couldn't open my guitar case because every time you open your guitar case and take out your guitar, you start playing a song, and all of a sudden, that's not bad. And it's like calling up an old girlfriend. you know you're going to get your fucking heart broke. I'm like, don't open that guitar case. There's nothing in there but heartache. And and my wife would be, you're so melodramatic. I'm like, I'm telling you the truth. And as musician to man to comic to whatever we are, do I wish?
By any definition of the word, we're entertainers. No matter what, we are entertainers, and that is the club that we're all members of. I mean, you might be in the Chicago chapter, the New York chapter, but it's a person who shares their gift, which is usually a rare gift, with others who want to appreciate it and do that. It's really a simple equation.
Me and Peter Bales have a podcast called Stand Up Memories, and I said the definition is we face the wrong way. We're the guys that face that way, and everybody else is watching. And then that's whether you're a drummer, a comedian, an organ grinder, you're facing the wrong way, right?
Well, not for me. It's the only way.
Right, they're facing the wrong way.
Only way to face, man. I mean, because that's what look, if you're it doesn't matter if you have every gift in the world. If you're born in the middle of the desert or the Midwest and there's nobody to even inspire you to, how are you going to even know that you have that gift? So it's I say it's three legs of the stool. You need to have the gift, you need to have the desire, and you need to have the opportunity. If any one of those things is missing, it's a losing, not a losing battle, but it's certainly.
And luck favors the prepared. People say, "Oh, you got lucky, you got lucky, you got lucky." What's luck? What the hell is luck? You know what I mean? Like, if you're not ready when they come, you're not worth anything to anybody. And if they never come, what good was anything? So it's half luck and half prepared. It's crazy.
I believe that. I believe that it is, and I say it all the time. I say it mostly about acoustic musicians, guys who play acoustic guitars, or vocalists who just sing out of nowhere, or guys that have a skill that they can just pull out like a magic trick at a party and say, here you go. And you become...
Like and one.
Yeah. Like Aunt One.
Well,
she watches too much television. If you're the guy who knows all the jokes, or you're the guy who plays the songs and there's the piano, or you're the guy who whatever, that's your gift. I mean, that's
right. And it's going to surface sometimes, and it's there's you must know a million people. Oh, there's Charlie. He's the funniest guy in the world, but he would never share it with anybody, and that's a whole nother. That's a whole nother thing, like it's Edison saying it's 1%, inspiration and 99% perspiration. I worked so hard for so long. And when I said, the hell with this music shit, I realized I've been working for so long. And if I stop, it's the old Rodney joke where he said, I was a comic for a long time and finally I quit. And to tell you how good I was doing, I was the only one who knew I quit. And that's what I was in music. If I stop now, nobody's going to say, where'd that go? But you just keep, people would say to me when they, read my autobiography or whatever, and they say, yeah, you sent your albums to Howard and you're so lucky that he saw the albums and he happened to call you up. But what if he hadn't have called you up? And I tell him the story about Hillary Clinton. Do you know this? Where Bill got elected, and all of a sudden Hillary's hot shit, and she gets interviewed, and the guy says, yeah, you're a big deal, Hillary, but you're married to the president of the United States. What if you were married to a gasoline attendant? And she said, then he'd be president.
yeah.
Now that is a woman fights back, true tale,
No,
People said to me, wow, you gave Nancy half of your money. I said, I didn't give her anything. I gave her the half she earned. I drove the car, but she's reading the map. You can't do both at the same time.
No, it's always a team effort. That bothers me throughout the industry because we are in a very greedy industry, and it's not any different than sports or anything else. You know, people
I think
who
it's people,
who can
yeah.
appreciate it and figure, hey, maybe there's a dime in there for me. I'll become this, or it's too bad because I know I was a funny kid. I loved entertaining people, whether it was doing impressions or whatever stupid shit I could do as a kid. I loved being that guy. And then when I finally became, when I finally grew into my instrument and that became my voice, I was very proud to be as good as I could be. And, it wasn't about it became eventually about a dollar figure because that's life, but you don't get there and develop that because you're gonna I better practice another half hour if I want to make that extra $100.
You go after it and the money finds you. If you go
Exactly.
after it, and you can very well go after it and have the money not find you, which happens and happens and happens. It's funny, I was very poor, very, very poor. And then I was my version of rich. And now I'm my version of poor. And I got to tell you, rich is better.
What happened?
No,
to
but
the
you
guy
you
that
settle
kept
into your
the band?
lifestyle. What'd you say, Laurie?
I said, what happened to those two guys that kicked you out of the band?
Yeah. How's your
Well,
band doing?
well, Chris is playing his guitar at the happy hours in Sebastian, Florida, and he's still my best friend. He's still a great guy, and I'm embarrassed to say I'm not. I think Herbie might have passed away, but he didn't die on the aisle going up to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. What I mean?
Right, right.
Man, let me tell you what.
So you went on to be famous.
I mean,
Well,
certainly
some
successful.
version of it. Yeah, successful.
I mean, that whole thing. I mean, I've certainly been exposed to enough of that level of stardom, and it's a blessing and a curse. I mean, some of our friends collectively are some of the most famous people in the world. Having seen that from like right over here, thank you, not me. I'm happy
It's very funny. I'm a big Eagles fan, but I don't know a lot about them. It's funny because on my TV it says I already watched the Eagles documentary, and I have mine like a sieve. Like I couldn't tell you who's alive, who's dead, who was in, who was out. All I know is I love those songs. I just can't get enough of those songs. So I just started reading Don Felder's autobiography.
How did I know you? You want me to tell you something about the Eagles?
Don't say a word. Don't say if he's dead or alive or in
Oh.
or out. I just got to the point where they asked him to join the band, and I know nothing, so I don't want to know anything. But the minute you start hearing the guy's story about, my father gave me money, I got my first guitar, but it's all of us. It's the same, Dad, your father played guitar and he's got an old piece of crap and I fixed it with tape. My father said, all right, I'll get you an $18 Stella guitar. And, you just go, you really do. It is all parallel, and the more you see on the Stern Show, it was so funny. And you'll identify with this so well. Like a band would come on that had a huge hit. And there were guys that met and started playing together in the garage and then had a hit. And it sounds so ridiculously simple. It's like if you know your way through the maze, you just walk through it to the other side. And you got to think about the thousands and thousands of bands that took the wrong turn and didn't walk through the maze. For every one of them, those successful bands, brick wall, brick wall, brick wall, brick wall, brick wall. I think it's fascinating, And then the guys that get successful and say the hell with this and start with another band, brick wall. You know what I mean?
Well, first of all, it's not for everybody. The guys who, I mean, for me, as speaking as a lifer, and I'm a lifer. I mean, I've done this since for as long as I can ever remember. I have been this incarnation of a player. I can't imagine myself not being creative or not being musical. The minute I hear background music on the television, I start tapping my foot, and the minute I hear something beep more than 4 times, I start counting how many times it's, and it'll stop, and I'll go 13, and she'll go, what? It's so a part of my DNA. I don't even have a choice. I mean,
Well, you gotta figure in also you're a little bit nuts.
no, I'm a lot nuts. A lot nuts, but I have the perfect complement,
That's
and I
right.
have no two-legged distractions or
I'm the
anything like that.
nutcracker.
Yeah, that's the nutcracker over there. I'm crazy. She's driving, and it's
It's crazy. Back when I was like me and my buddy, we were playing this horrible band in high school. I used to watch the Academy Awards, and I'd be like, that's the profession I'm in. You know what I mean? Not you just because it's the entertainment, and I'm like, where do I get the balls to align myself with them? But I'm certainly more in line with them than the guy that's laying the cement out in the street, Who knows?
If you're going to talk shop with somebody, you're going to talk about what your innate qualities are. You're going to talk about, look, we can talk about anything. We can have a discussion about a subject. But the whole reason that I even do this show is because there's a language, there's a code of ethics, there's a rule book, there's a disappearing picture of you, there's a whole... It's not just what we do, it's who we are, and it's why I do this show, because it's not normal. I thought for years, I lived in a place where other musicians lived, and hey, musician, I drive to work, hey. Then I moved to Florida, to where everybody isn't a musician, and it was like, what fucking planet?
Right. All of a sudden, you're on an island, because you're not surrounded by familiarity. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh.
Not at all.
No, I was invited to
here on Long Island. You grew up on Long Island? I mean, it's like
I'm in Westchester, White Plains.
Yeah, you can't turn around, and everybody played.
That's
Right.
right. Yeah. But down here, I was when we first moved to this neighborhood, we'd get invited to, the candidates party or this one's party, and we'd go there, and these guys would say, yeah, well, I just S&P 500, 68 points, I sold so quick, it made his head spin, his IPO was going through the roof, and I'm listening to these guys, and I'm thinking, what the fuck, what is this? What is this? So, Steve, what do you do? I said, you like sports? You know any sports guy? Oh, yeah. And I start telling a story about how I'm playing a fundraiser, and what's his name? Wade Boggs is there with whoever, Corey Ivy and Michael Pittman and whoever, and they're like looking at me like, how full of shit is this guy?
Right. I know. I've gotten to the point where I've gotten around enough that when I see people's eyes roll, I know it's like, well, fuck you, because too many people know that I'm not lying.
Yeah.
Years ago, I never did this, but I want to do a whatever they're called, GoFundMe or Kickstarter or something, and start Jokeland Incorporated. And I had a whole story that I was going to pitch, and because I wanted to say, all right, for $10,000, you can join in. You get a piece of Jokeland Inc. I'm not absolutely sure what we're going to do. You might lose all your money, or you might wind up getting thanked at the Academy Awards.
Right.
And my premise was, okay, you buy in $50,000 worth of Jokeland Incorporated. All right. Picture a country club. Okay. Oh shit! What happened?
Nothing, you're fine. You're fine.
Hold on, I'm out of juice. I don't want to lose this topic. So they said when I unplug it that you can still hear me pretty good. So let's try.
I can still hear you pretty good. You're fine.
No, I didn't unplug the mic yet.
Well.
Can you still hear me?
Oh yeah.
You can hear me?
That before, yeah, we hear you fine.
You can hear me. I can't hear you. What do I? Oh, maybe I got to turn up the sound.
No, because then we'll feed back. You can't put
Hold
the
on.
headphones. You can't plug the
Hold on.
headphones into the phone.
What do I got to do to hear you? God
Plug
damn
the,
it, son.
plug the headphones into the phone.
He can't hear what you're saying.
Plug the headphones into the phone.
Look, show
Hold
him.
on, hold on.
Headphones. Look, Stevie. Show him.
I'm showing him, you see,
Headphones
headphone.
into phone. Here. I don't think that looks like a phone.
Yeah, here, I'll type it to
Here.
him. I can type it to him. This is great. Plug the headphones into the phone.
No, I've got the power plugged into the bottom. This is one nightmare. Hold on.
Oh, shit.
I apologize.
No, take it easy.
Oh,
It's not
come
that big
on.
a deal. How much power do you have on your phone left? Does it tell you what percent?
People are used to this. with
Yeah, you
this
kid.
show.
This they love this
This
part.
is normal for this show.
This is like behind the barn scenes. He can't hear us.
Oh. Oh, well.
Oh,
what do
well.
you think about that?
There you go. Now you see, look, got that part right. Now I can't hear him.
Yeah, you know what I heard about Jackie, huh?
He keeps poking me in the
You
eye.
still can't hear me.
No. Wait, should I
Jackie.
write messages? I should write
Jackie,
messages.
Jackie.
How do I write messages to these people?
I don't know.
Can't hear a word. No hear. Can you hear me?
Plug your headphone into your phone.
Can you hear me? Yes. Oh, good.
Okay.
Okay. Well, listen, we gotta go. No. I can't hear you at all. You're muted. Hang on. I'm gonna ask you. It says ask to unmute.
Unmute.
Oh, there you
Boom.
go.
There you go.
All right. So where were we? It was a good story too. God damn it.
We were where we were was people were saying.
So I'm saying, you invest $50,000 in Jokeland
Right.
Incorporated. You might get thanked at the Academy Awards, but you might lose all your money.
Right.
Okay, you're rich, and you're at the country club, and this is the same setting that you're talking about.
Yep.
Two guys are standing at the country club, and the first guy says, "What's new with you?" "Oh, I just invested in condos in Fort Lauderdale. I put in $2 million, and 2 years later, they were sold out, and I got back $4 million." That's the end of the fucking. What's the next word? Like, oh, how many floors were there in the condo? It's the end of the fucking conversation. All right, what's new with you? "Oh, I put $50,000 into Jokeland." Is that guy from the Howard Stern show? They've got some kind of show business thing going. Really? Come on, sit down. Tell me about it. Because it's got flavor. It's got interest. Do you know what I mean? That's what I believe. Of course, it could be I invested $50,000 with the guy from Howard Stern show, and the other guy says, "You asshole." You know?
Well, so did you do it?
The thing
No,
about
I still haven't done it.
the thing that I find, is that, and I don't want. I'm gonna get my robe and some incense, but life is gonna take you where it's gonna take you, and you've got one or two choices. You can start reaching out, trying to grab sticks and shit on the side of or you could just sit there and go along for the ride. And the path of least resistance, I think, is where we're all supposed to be.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, you don't do nothing. If you try to do nothing, you wind up doing what you want to do.
Exactly.
And it doesn't always pay off, but
Well, it does, doesn't it? I mean, if you think about it, on the worst day of your life, turn on the news and imagine that you're the first person you see. Imagine that the rest of your day is going to be that. No, not the rest of your day, the rest of your week. No, let's make it let's make it forever. It's like, wow, am I jaded? So,
Yeah.
You know, I mean, just your knee. Think about this. You can look at it two different ways. You can look at it like, oh fuck, I had to do this thing, or holy shit, am I glad that this happened to me in the second decade of the 21st century? Because really, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, they would have shot me in the head 100 years ago.
So they exactly bloodletting. Let's
And we got we're all bestowed with this ridiculous. I don't even know if it's ego, but I am just so thrilled that all the pain I went through, that I can wear this shirt again. It's ridiculous how good this makes me feel. I'm embarrassed how good this makes me feel.
Well, it looks
great.
looks good on you, and you look healthy.
Yeah.
And so I'll tell you one thing, because we're it's almost dinner time.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen that Tom Brady thing, Man in the Arena, have you seen that by
On
any chance?
Netflix.
No, but everybody says it's great.
Man,
it's great.
he tells a story about a Chinese farmer.
Yeah.
Right? Chinese farmer, all of a sudden one day a horse wanders onto his property. And his neighbors go, wow, this horse just came here? This is great. And the farmer goes, maybe.
Then it runs
And
away.
then all of a sudden the horse runs away, and everybody's like, oh my God, he's gone. What are you going to do? Oh my God,
That's
this is
horrible.
horrifying. Maybe. And then the horse comes back with 9 other horses. And the guy has like 10 horses now. His friends flip out. Holy shit, this is great. And the guy goes, yeah, maybe. And so his son now is enamored by the horses and gets totally taken in, and he learns to ride and this and that and the other thing.
He was breaking one of the wild horses.
And he's breaking one of the wild horses. They throw him off. He breaks his leg. He gets fucked up. And they said, oh my God, what a terrible thing that happened to your son. The horses, maybe. And all of a sudden, the war breaks out, but the kid can't go because his
go to
leg is
war.
whacked,
Right,
and so,
yeah.
and it's funny because listening to Tom Brady tell a story is kind of like listening to insects talk. I love Brady, but he's just not, he hasn't got
But
that,
the point is, if you think something
But, yeah.
is bad, it might not be. And if you think it's good, it might not be.
I mean,
The whole world is a good news, bad news story. It really is.
yeah, maybe.
My friend used to tell the world's very first good news, bad news joke.
Oh.
It's the days of the pharaohs, and there's a slave ship, and all the slaves are downstairs chained together, and they're rowing, and rowing, and the slave master comes down and cracks the whip. He says, all right, guys, I got good news and bad news. The good news is we're going to have movies every Saturday night. And the rowers are like, yeah, that's great. He says, now the bad news. The captain wants to go water skiing. How great. That is the stupidest joke. But do you love it? Oh, man.
I do actually love it. I think that's great.
Okay, well, someone just gave you a compliment, Jackie.
Oh, God, here it comes.
One of our regular viewers, Gail, said, Jackie
What?
is...
So you're in communication with people while we're talking?
Yes, I am.
She is. I'm not. You and I are just hanging, but
And
the
I'm
fans are
Amy.
watching, and she
So she
does a
says, Jackie is such an awesome guest, just like the guy next door. So down to earth. Thank you so much, Longos.
Tell him, wait 1 minute. He obviously has no idea how fucking cool I am.
Then Brenda says, I totally agree, Gail. So these are the women
Nah,
fans.
I tell you what, I have watched your career, over the years, and I liken it to a lot of us. I mean, I've seen Timmy Curtin, where his career's taken him, and I've seen where this one's gone and that one's gone, and we certainly all know where, Ho-Ho went. He's still going.
Ho-Ho.
But, yeah, Howard. But, but it's about the fact that we can keep going, and we choose to keep going, and somehow, no matter what, we find a way to keep going.
You know what? I think, and by a matter of a course, I don't know. Like in 1981, I finally had some money and bought my first car ever. And to this day, when I get in, the car starts, I'm like, wow, when did I get this successful? But we started making money, and me and Nancy made more and more money, but we never changed our stripes.
Yeah.
You know, got into Coke, never got into sports cars, now we got into fancy vacations. We lived a life and we had lots of money, so we bought some houses, but our lifestyles never changed. So when all of a sudden I don't have that much money, I still got my Long Island Sound to swim, and I grow some pot, and I live the same life I always, you know, I get emails all the time on my TikTok. Oh, how sorry are you that you blew up your life? And you know what? The truth is, if I had to stay in that show, I might have, you know, ran my car into a wall. You know,
That's right.
maybe.
Let me tell you what, you know,
You're still
I-
laughing. You look great.
I had a spiritual guide early in my life who told me, until it's your time, you're invulnerable.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's the only way to play it.
High
Hey,
note.
look, I want to tell your beautiful fans, and I don't know if I'm allowed to do this. I didn't ask you,
can,
but I
whatever it is,
got
you
a
can.
guy that answered all my email, me. So if you want to email me and say hello, it's jokeland@aol.com. JOKELAND, just like it sounds, jokeland@aol.com. And I open it up to everybody. And I get people that curse me out, and I get people that are big fans, and people tell me what an idiot I am, and people that try and tell me a new joke. Which
Okay.
You won't get those from here. You'll get
Right.
real good people from here, and they'll appreciate what you do. That's why they're here tonight.
All right,
So-
to write
I'm
to
sure you get the same stuff that, hey, I saw you play in 1973, or I saw you play in 1987. And it's amazing. You know, I can remember almost every goddamn gig. And I went to the party for Grown Ups 2, because Rick Minervini was in it, the guy that I started comedy with. And I knew Chris Rock, and I knew Kevin James, and I knew David Spade, and whoever else. I knew all the guys. The only guy I'd never met, was Adam Sandler. We just had missed. And I said, well, I finally got to go up and introduce myself. And I went up, and because Richie made the movie with them, I was supposed to go up and hang with them. You know, life gets in the way.
Yeah,
And I went, it's, you know, it's nice to finally meet you. I'm Jackie Martling. He goes, Jackie, I opened for you in the early 80s at a bar. I'm like, Jesus. I'm like, I remember every gig I ever did. And that's the one I don't remember, you know, and I really don't remember. You know, truth is, he probably was horrible, you know, because it could have been his first night, you know. But it's so
yeah,
fun.
you know what? There,
Run into people, you know.
it's the way. It's just, you know, sometimes the balls roll funny for everybody. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
well, Laurie
And
Richardson,
yes,
who's watching from Marietta, Georgia,
Marietta,
says,
Georgia.
I have really enjoyed tonight. My cheeks hurt from laughing.
You see? Now, no matter what, and I will bet you that Laurie Richardson, and treat her kindly,
She will write to you.
will write to jokeland@aol.com.
I just wrote to write to Jackie. His email
So
is
yeah, and then I'll tell you what,
jokeland@aol.com. He would
more
love to
than
hear
once
from
I
you.
have reached for your book when I just needed to get, you
Yeah.
know, I mean, you know, I have most of your stuff, and there's always something in there that makes me laugh.
You know,
And
You've
Yeah,
written
I
twice,
know we got an end soon, so I'll leave you with a joke that I'm hoping you didn't hear. All right.
okay,
So Luigi and his wife go to bed. Okay. In the middle of the night, Luigi wakes up, and there's a guy at the foot of the bed in a long white robe. He goes, what are you doing, Luigi's the bedroom? It's not your bedroom, Luigi. This is heaven. Ha no. No, I'm only 45 years old. Luigi, not dead yet. No, sorry, Luigi. You're in heaven. He says, no, you send me back to Earth right now. I'm not dead yet. He says, well, Luigi, it's very crazy. The best I can do is to send you back to Earth as a hen. He says, that's good enough. I don't care. I just don't want to be dead. Send me back as a hen. Puff! Luigi's in a barnyard. He says, not so bad. I got a nicer feathers. I got a nicer wingspan. I'm not too crazy about the feet. A little bit ugly, but and then Rooster walks over and says, hey, who are you? I'm Luigi. I just come. I'm a hen. I'm a new hen here. Oh, nice to meet you. Oh, my stomach. Oh, my stomach. The rooster says, Luigi,
You're just ovulating. Just lay an egg. What? Look at that. Luigi lay an egg. Not too bad. Hey, not too. Oh! Oh! The rooster says, Luigi, lay another egg. He goes, ah! Ah! His wife shakes him and says, wake up, Luigi. You shit the bed.
Well, I didn't see that one coming.
Wow.
Is that a-
Yeah.
I told that on Mark Simone last Thursday. Instead of shit, I said poop. And he wrote, I'm getting away with so much. You know, I don't want to describe, but if you just change a word or two, it's amazing what you can say, you know.
Oh, believe me. You know what?
You can say
We
anything
talked
here.
about we talked about that the last time you were here. How, you know, if you know, for me, I've made all my stupid people jokes just be drummer jokes.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
Make
sure,
them
you know.
politically correct.
Yeah, so you know, and listen, it's okay, and you know, sooner or later, things are going to get so blended, we're not going to even know who we're offending anymore.
No, you know, I pay no attention. You know, I do all of my stuff, and then I just say at the end, listen, you know, I get a little bit of everybody. I've been doing this too long. You know, I'll be dead before they catch up with me. I just don't care, you know, because it's too fun. It's
Yeah.
too, you know, if somebody comes to see my show and they see what I'm doing and anybody thinks I'm in the least bit offensive, that's your fucking problem. You know, that's your problem. You know, you're uptight and I'm laughing. The person next to you is laughing. They're going to live much longer than you. So get a glove and get in the ball game, you know.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, that's right. Pick it up and hit the field. Jackie, you're a treasure, bro.
Oh,
Thank you
yeah.
for
We
being
love
here,
you.
man. We really do. We love you, bro.
Come on anytime and do anything you would like. And which joke? Do you have both of my joke books? Do you have the joke book with me with my bare fanny?
Yes.
Yes, we
Yes.
So you got all
I have the other one too. You wrote to me in both of them. I'll
with the
believe-
soap? The one
Yeah.
with the soap?
Yeah.
do. Open your mouth. Yep.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Have you guys got kids?
No.
No. Why?
Okay. Disgusting kids joke book. You know what? I'll tell you the truth. I say the same thing to people. I say, this is for your kids. And they call me up and they say, we almost pissed our pants on the way home because they're disgusting jokes. You know, vomit and poop,
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
which never stop being funny. All right, I know you got to go.
Hey, listen. W.C. Fields said it best when they said, you know, do you like children? Why, yes, I like children, but only when they're properly cooked.
But why it be special? Listen, TikTok.com/@Jackie Martling. Please go on there right now. I got a very disgusting joke on there right now. That's why I didn't tell it to you. And write to me, jokeland@AOL.com, and I'll send you some stuff. And Stevie, Laura, I'll do this anytime.
We
So,
would love you to come back, and we'll do this again very soon.
Yeah.
Barbara, my girlfriend, says say hello to Angus
Oh, I will say hello to Angus.
from some band, you know.
You're from
Yeah, Full House.
Yeah, Full House probably.
Yeah, I said, Barbara, I'm going on with Steve Luongo tonight. She says, oh, yeah, say hello to Angus. I'm like, how you know, what'd you bang everybody on the
That doesn't mean
No,
she
yeah,
banged him.
Angus was in a good band. He's a good guy. He's all right.
Yeah, he's a good bass player.
Yeah. And
There's
he's
no
not
such
doing-
thing as a good bass player.
There's what?
There's no such thing as a good bass player. They've only got 4 of the strings. Oh, it's so easy to start trouble, man. I used to have so much fun.
Nah.
All right, listen, go away.
All
Lori.
right, we're out of here. We'll see you next time,
Yeah,
brother.
but hey, we have to have you once a month.
Yeah, we'll do it.
I'll be glad to. I have no idea what went wrong with the connection, but
It doesn't matter. I'm
Oh
gonna.
yeah, and come back on any Friday. Remember?
Yeah, but
It's-
no. I'm thinking we need a Jackie feature added to the show.
Well, I don't know. They're asking him to come on Friday.
just, you know what? I've done so many. I used to do. It's funny. So many ideas you throw at people, you could see their eyes glaze over, and then like yeah. And one time I called up my friend Sid Rosenberg, who was on with Bernie on 770, I guess, in the morning.
Yeah.
And they're very far right. And but me and so we go back 40 years, just like me and Simone go way back before, when we were talking broads and we weren't talking politics.
No, I hate politics.
No, we
Broads,
don't
but
talk
how we
politics.
got along. But I called in to promote my gigs with Sid. And I said, that was so much fun. I should call in once a week and do Jackie's 5 on Friday. And then people go home with jokes for the weekend. Where'd you hear that? I heard Jackie on Sid's morning show. And we both get so much out of it. And I just threw the idea out there. By the time I got home, I had an email saying, we're going to start next week. We did it for a couple months. It was a great feature. And then it just went away. They they changed program directors. I don't know if you ever experienced that. And it's like everything goes off the shelf and they start over. So I did that a couple type places here. A guy out in Phoenix said, who I met somewhere along all the years with the Stern Show, he said, I want to put you on my radio shows. I'm radio station. I got 3 stations. I said, look, we've done this so many times. Let's do it really simple. Jackie's 420 joke. I'll give you 1 joke a day to play at 420. People know they're going to hear 1 joke, so they're not trying to remember them all. The joke comes on, they remember it. They go tell it all weekend. And where'd you hear that? I heard it on WWGGG, Jackie the Joke Man at 420. And that killed until the fucking pandemic hit, and it went away.
Well, we'll invent something new for you, my friend. That's the
Right.
beauty of what we do.
Friday, 5 on Friday, 1 long bad one, whatever you want. I would love to do that because the word gets around. And I got some interesting stuff happening. I'm going to come down. We just got distribution for my documentary. So maybe we'll come down there and show it, and we'll have a
Absolutely. Believe me, I'm working all kinds of cool stuff down here. So there's future and there's a light. It's not a train. We're good to go. I'm with you, pal. I'm going to invent a segment and it's going to have a good hook and then we'll tweak it and you're on.
But we have a thing.
tell your listeners, I'll tell them right now, tell your listeners to send in suggestions or jokes to try and stump me, and then I'll just come on. You can say somebody wants to hear a joke about an elephant, somebody wants to hear a joke about a monkey. This guy wants to know how many priests does it take to change a light bulb, and and it'll just be funny. I promise you.
Do you know how many folk singers it takes to change a light bulb?
3. 1 to get the coffee, and 1 to try to tune the guitars, and the other one to look for a ladder, something like that.
Very close. No. It really only takes 1. It takes 6. 1 to actually do it, and then 5 to write songs about how good the old one was. So.
I love those. How many Irishmen, how many potatoes does it take to kill an Irishman?
How many?
How many?
None. That's a very dark joke.
That's very dark.
There ain't a lot of potato famine jokes, but that's a
No,
joke.
that you know what? I'm going to leave it that way, dark and stark.
Now, on Friday nights, currently...
Yeah,
we
Friday
have
night. You got to
something-
pop in on a Friday night,
Yes,
man. Oh,
same time, and we usually have about 6 to 9 people that have already been on the show.
yeah, and it's funny.
Angus is
as,
in there.
Wish to send me a link that works.
I'll make sure he does. It's Angus, so
It's
you know.
Angus.
I know, and I'm sure it's on my end. Trust me, I know it's on my end.
Well, come in
we'll
this
get it.
Friday.
We'll get it all worked out. I'll look forward to the next one, my friend.
All right. Jokeland at AOL.com. Drop me a line. And this is fun. I really,
Yeah.
there's a lot of these that I do, and they're all right. But, when it's a fellow musician that's been through the same, even somebody crazy famous or crazy not famous, like we came through the same garbage on Long Island, and
Exactly.
it wasn't garbage. It was fun,
It's fantastic, and we were
I
just
have,
blessed to be there.
6 people said, we want him this Friday.
Okay, I'll make sure you get the proper link. I'll
Yeah.
tell Angus hello, and I will see you sooner than later.
Yeah, come in Friday.
Thank
All right,
you.
brother. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Jackie. Say hi to Barbara.
I will do that.
Okay then.
flies by when he's on. And we need to have him
But
on,
I'm
like,
gonna
once
no.
a month.
We gotta do a segment. We have
On
to do a
Anything
segment.
Goes Wednesday.
Well, you know, I'm gonna work something out.
Yep.
And if you, the viewing public, have any ideas,
Well, he just said we could do something to stump him or to have him tell a joke
the
about.
only bad
We are going
idea
to.
is the one you don't share.
Well, Kitty said he is the bomb. Yes, he
He is the bomb.
is.
He's great.
All right, we're gonna
We
figure
love
out
Jackie.
something.
All right, we'll figure out something and
We can
we'll
add
get
it
it
to
ready
our
for
show
you.
once a week. Let's do it, man.
Yes, we can. Why not? Why not? Be an interactive show with you.
I know you people think we're enough, but
Yeah, we're enough.
yeah, we're enough. And you've had enough.
But you can get some more tomorrow.
That's right. Anything goes Wednesday.
So God knows what goes.
That's
if
right.
it's anything.
You'll have to call Jackie.
Yeah, you'll have to call. Yeah, okay, and if I don't see you in the future, I'll see you in the pasture.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, kids. Have fun. Here comes that music. Oh, thank you, thank you.